Namaste. Let's start. So I want to start by saying that I think our world is going to change more in the next 20 years than in the previous 300 years. I know that's a crazy thing to say, really. The last 300 years, industrial revolution, before that the printing press, World War II, the internet, television, telephone. But now technology is going to go inside of us. Technology is changing us, our biology. Technology is what I call hell-ven. It could be heaven, it could be hell. Clearly. I mean, every technology can be used for good or bad things. And the thing about technology is that technology doesn't want anything. It doesn't have any desire, it just does the job. And so this is an interesting point. We're going to collaborate with technology all the time, and it could be that sometimes there's things that are not going to be so easy. We have to define a sustainable balance between humans and machines. Too much of a good thing is a very bad thing. I mean, today, technology has become the religion. Okay, that's interesting, but what if technology becomes this huge brain that knows everything everywhere? What about our own brain? Do we still need our own brain in the future? That's an interesting question. Because, we can obviously tap into the global brain, we can find out everything we want, and we can have this natural evolution towards being superhuman. Well, unfortunately, of course, at the end of this chain, we may have some issues with that. Here's 3 things to remember for your immediate future. Data is the new oil, AI is the new electricity, and the Internet of Things is the new nervous system. I mean, that's too far on the scale of being too intelligent, and this is really what we're doing. We're building something like our own nervous system in the sky. That's pretty amazing, but at the same time, we have to think about, how about those things? Security, protection, privacy, digital rights. So the bottom line of this is, we're going into a world where it's 2 poles, where it's about what I call algorithms and androrhythms, the human things. And I think the human things we all know, it's very hard to describe what they are. That's what makes us. I mean, data is all about accuracy and efficiency, but humans really are not about being efficient. Right? Humans are about feelings, emotions, the things that make us human, ultimately the things that make a difference. And when we talk about artificial intelligence, there's a great definition from Demis Hassabis from DeepMind, who said that AI is computer systems that turn information and data into knowledge. It's important for us to remember that data and information is not knowledge. It is a kind of knowledge. If a computer has information about data and facts, like, helping doctors to decide, it doesn't mean it's really understanding. It doesn't mean it's wisdom or it's purpose. And we have to keep this in mind when we work with software. At a certain point, we still need to do the things that we need to do. When we think about humans, this is kind of what we are, right? We have purpose, we have passion, we have curiosity. Do machines really understand this? As Steve Jobs liked to say, the technology is magic, right? But then it becomes sort of manic, and at some point it becomes toxic, right? So it's great if we can use WhatsApp or so to make free phone calls, and then it's a little bit manic if we post on Instagram every 14 seconds, right? But if we sit around dinner, and everybody at the table has 2 devices, and not talking to each other, that's called toxic, poisoning. How do we make sure that this works? So when you think about technology, what you're building, the key question is to ask, is this still magic? Or is it already toxic? So much tech that's being built today is toxic. All systems must be developed to be compatible with human rights, freedoms, and dignity. Next one, please. Second, they have to share the benefits. It has to be an ecosystem that's being created. And the last one, next one, please, is responsibility. I think this may be news to you, but I think those that design and develop and build systems are in the end also moral stakeholders. This is a thing that we have to think about. 10 years ago we said our job is to just build stuff that works. And today we're sitting here saying stuff works pretty well, and now we're going to build more stuff. And then we have to think about what it does and how it does. We have to think about this. The future for us is leadership in digital ethics, in the ethics of technology. And I've proposed this in Europe and also in Brussels many times. We need a digital ethics council. I think a future without technology is neither likely nor desirable. And it's very undesirable, I think, for us to go back in technology. I think what we have to do is put the human back inside and think about what we really want. The next one, please. In my book, I set this forth as the final sort of idea. We need to embrace technology, but not become it. We need to use technology to do what it's supposed to do, but remain human. Next one, please. So that's my bottom line, and thanks very much for listening. Thank you.